Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of the Unapologetic Entrepreneur. I know, guys. Let me start off by saying this. Today, we were supposed to have Mr. Jamie Prickett, CEO of AOG and co-founder of Xperia on this call. But unfortunately, he had an emergency. So, on this beautiful day, February 20th, 2026, an idea came. We're going to turn the table. And today's special episode, I am turning over my show to a different host, and I will be on the hot seat. Stay tuned. You too can participate in the conversation. So we'll be right back. Before I begin and I turn over the hosting chair as I sit here nervous about the questions that might come up, I want to first let you guys know next week, Mr. Jamie Prickett said he'll be on, and he will be on with Mr. Darren Goka. That is my surprise for you. I'm going to have tag team, two big heavy hitters. But today, on February 20th, my born day, I am putting myself in the hot chair and releasing the power of being host. And I have none other than Miami's own, born, raised, and still living in here, Mr. Mark Tarolia, the kingpin of insurance. Let me get that right. The kingpin, the man in green, the mean machine, the all gas, no brakes. Right now, I'm done hosting. The floor is yours, sir. It's all yours. I'm here to answer questions, and let's get entrepreneurs excited, and I guess get into the mind of Leo. I don't know what you're gonna ask. This has not been rehearsed, and this has not, we didn't even know this was gonna happen.
And what this is your birthday hot seat. Congratulations. Happy birthday, Mr. Leonardo Garcia. We call him the professor. And for everyone that's tuned in, hey, look, congratulations for you guys for being here and present, because we're going to have some fun. We're going to do two things. We're going to have some fun, and we're going to learn more. No, we're going to do three things. I'm sorry. We're going to have some fun. We're going to learn more about the professor himself, and we're going to learn more about the entrepreneur mindset starring Mr. Leonardo. Hey, Leonardo, let me ask you a question first. I'm going to throw some softballs at you.
Jumping right into the deep end.
I'm going right in, man. Hey, look. Now, for you guys who's in the chat, please chime in and participate, because I want you to ask questions, okay? So, Leo, how does it feel to be a year older now, to go around the world? How does it feel, man?
To be honest, I'm totally excited. Being 47, there's so much. Chapter 47 has begun. I'm just ultimately grateful to be on this earth, man. To me, it just means that God isn't done with me yet. I get another year, right, another day, another minute to fulfill my purpose. I love what I do, and in my purpose, there's no greater feeling. You know, a lot of people have asked me, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? I got everything I want right now. Just being able to wake up, open my two eyes, you know, air my lungs, and I'm still completely able-bodied, healthy, There's so much I've been through. I thank God I don't look like what I've been through.
And we're going to get into that. We want to know what you've been through and the things that you have escaped, especially in the last 24 months. So you've been all gas, no brakes in the last 2 years. And it seemed like that you're working for a purpose. Do you have a magical age of when you plan on retiring?
55. But I'll say this. I'll say this lightly, Coach. I say 55 running the way I'm running now. I don't think I'm ever going to retire. I sincerely love what I do, and what I do is teaching, and I teach people on things that they don't learn in schools, you know. So
Right.
I really enjoy seeing the changes that I'm making. I mean, my why has changed because of that. See, my why
Right.
used to be all about my son. My why was about legacy. My why now is to leave my fingerprint on the world. Do you know how many people I have to touch to leave my fingerprint on the world? And I know there's a long-winded answer, but I want to be very detailed on that. See, I was having this conversation with somebody, and the most important thing came up in that conversation. And I said, to leave my fingerprint on the world, I got to touch a lot of people. Look, my brother died at the age of 43, right? And here's one thing that I know, my brother's not dead. You know why? Because I keep his memory alive. But what happens when my mom, my uncles, I die? Who's going to speak of my brother? How is his memory going to continue to go? So, what I feel that I need to do is to keep my name alive as long as possible by touching a lot of people. We never forgot who Martin Luther King was. We still
Right.
we even know who Hitler is. Why? It doesn't matter whether you're good or bad. People still talk about these people, so they stay in the minds, and they really still alive. So I want to be remembered, and I want to make sure I do something to remain remembered. So
Now, you said something very powerful. You said world. You didn't say city, your house, the community, the continent, the United States. You said the world. That is major. That means that there's a lot of work for you to do, man, if you want to impact the world. So since we're talking about retirement, what is that one thing you this year you plan on retiring?
excuses. Excuses, loneliness, silence. Uh, there's so many things I'm going to retire. The word trying.
Y'all retired last year.
All Yeah, no, no.
What are
I
you
still
retiring
use
for?
it.
For chapter 47. Let's be specific. What is that one thing, not word, but one thing you plan on retiring, putting into the coffin and exiting? Retiring meaning they're gone. What is that one thing or things
I'm
that
gonna
you have in
stop
mind?
worrying. I'm gonna stop worrying about people's opinions about me.
Okay.
I think it's time that I just worry about myself. Not being selfish. There's a difference. I'm talking
Mhm.
about letting uh, people's opinions bother me and bring me down. I really need to start living. I've done a better degree of living. But I used to just exist. But I noticed that the pie is getting bigger where I'm starting to live and enjoy life. And that's what I plan on doing this year more of. So kicking it up another 10 degrees, maybe 20, you know. I still care what people say, but now I care about what the important people in my life think or say about me, not so much the world in general. So I just want to make an impact. That's it, pretty
Okay.
much.
Okay. So your answer is you're retiring the thoughts of how people feel about you and think about you. You don't care anymore to a certain extent.
Well, to a certain extent, yeah, to a certain extent. I used to care what anybody said about me. Now
Okay.
I'm to the point that I understand that only those that really care about me should have an opinion about me, because then I know they're just trying to help bring out the better version of who I am. So those opinions matter, and those people know who they are.
So if someone is going through life right now, especially an entrepreneur, what are some of the things that they should think about, or what systems they should have in place to unlearn or unforget that there right there? Because that's not an easy task to do. Just not focus or think about what people are saying or concerned about what people are doing behind your back.
As an entrepreneur, they got to get tough skin. You got to really you got to personally develop, man. You got to have tough skin. This isn't made for the weak. You're gonna have a
Mm.
lot of lows and a lot of highs, and you got to learn how to ride those highs and keep pushing Big Mo, as you say. You got to keep that momentum, and when you lose it, you got to know how to get it back. You really got to tap in sometimes to just go back to the basics. To be quite honest, that's just some of those things that you have to do because
Mm.
it's really not made for the weak. People want to be led, but they want to be led by somebody who's strong. And in order to be strong, you definitely have to be able to take some hits. You know that Rocky movie is big. I think it was Rocky Five. Rocky Five, when he was gonna fight again after retirement, his son yells at him. That whole scene, he tells him, "Life is about how many times. It's not about how many times life's gonna hit you. It's how many times you get hit and you keep getting up, and you get hit and you keep getting up. It's about getting up, and every time you take one of those hits, you got to keep getting up because life will beat you down if you let
Yeah.
it.
What's your definition of a strong leader? You said you had to be a strong leader. What unpack that?
A strong leader is
Somebody,
somebody
when you say
who can
strong, you talking
cast
about
a
lifting
vision.
weights? You talking about muscle? When you say strong, what you
No,
mean by that?
mentally strong, able to
Okay.
take, able we talked about it on the episode. Please go back on the YouTube. You can click the link right here if you need to go find it. But we were talking about ETA. So somebody who has
Wait,
experience.
back up, rewind. What is ETA? What do ETA stand for the people in the back that never seen one of your shows? For the first time viewers, what does that mean?
ETA is somebody who has experience. So that means they've gone through what you've gone through some side in some type of way, either indirectly or directly. So they know what you're talking about. T, they got the theory, right? And they also, in theory, they already know how to process and go through this. And A, they have the. I'm trying to think of the a simple word because is it's more like action. They have the action that they're doing it. So they've also done it, but I'm trying to think of the most simplistic way to say it. Uh Escape my mind.
Accolades.
Well, I wanted to say more than accolades because it's not just accolades. Accolades is awards and all that, but it's more than accolades because the awards prove that they've done it, but they're still doing it. They're still doing it because you have people in the 1960s that are doing what
Application.
we used to do, but
So
application,
you
that's the word. Thank
application.
you. Application.
Right. Yeah,
Recent
application.
application. There you go.
Okay.
Oh.
You
You
have to
have to
stop
stop
getting in
getting
your
in your
feelings. Oh,
feelings.
stop allowing people to. Oh, ooh.
Yeah.
So let me ask
Good,
you this
good,
question
good
right here,
statement.
because I see where you're going with that. What's that one upgrade you're stepping into for 47?
Being able to have the conversations. I could tell you that if a conversation was lukewarm, I'm all in. If people are confused, I'm all in. But having that tough conversation is one of those things that sometimes, like one of the things I'm very grateful for is when we went to the 10x conference, and one of the things that Grant Cardone said is you got to be quick to hire, but quicker to fire. You got to be quicker to fire people. And in saying that, one of the things I had with tough conversations that was hard was hurting people's feelings. That's not
Mm-hmm.
what, but I realized that in entrepreneurship at this level, as I've scaled and gone higher, that emotions are not really part of business. You got to be able to
Mm-hmm.
separate your emotion and really talk about logic scaling and what it is. You got to separate your emotions from it. I think the definition of this is business, not pleasure, has become more clear to me. The higher and the more I step into the rooms with higher six-figure earners, seven-figure earners. Um, we got I have $500,000 earners around me, and I realize that feelings don't have anything to do with it. Business is business. I've seen people fire people and still go have dinner with them. And I'm like, how does that happen? You're able to
Right. Right.
separate people that literally fired their mother. And it's like, you fired your mom? Yeah. I
Yeah.
fired my
That,
mom.
that's business, man. So you said something very powerful. You said having tough conversations. Now, for someone, and you can give two stages, someone breaking into being an entrepreneur and a veteran, which one is more tougher to have? A uncomfortable conversation with people that you're molding, building, and mentoring, or having these tough conversations with yourself when you're not where you want to be?
It's always harder to speak to the man in the mirror than anyone else. As a matter
Mm,
of fact, I think people avoid the man in the mirror or the woman in the
right.
mirror. We avoid it because the mirror doesn't lie. So it's easier to have those other conversations and just accept yourself as you are and keep moving. But when you have to face the person in the mirror, that's a different type of conversation. That's when you got to learn to apologize to yourself. Oh, look at this. People are chiming in. We got a Shadira question here. Uh-oh.
Hold on. Finish your question. Hold on. Hey, I'm doing
So
this interview,
so
boss. I got you. I got you. Keep going.
so
Keep going. I
yeah,
got you. I
so
got
yeah,
you. We're gonna get
yeah,
to the questions.
the picture, the man in the mirror will lie to you. You can lie,
Huh.
you lie to yourself all the time. We lie every day. I mean, people take breaks from their job and say they did a good thing. They made a few phone calls, but or they called a few contacts. They did some kind of work, right? They find a reason or an excuse to give that validation. But if you have that true conversation with yourself, I've had that conversation where I've broken down, just cried for no reason, and I know why I'm crying. It's not for no reason. It's because I know I've been lying to myself and I have to reset. So I've been very good at talking to myself, that self-talk, changing the
Mm,
conversation and just being honest with yourself. When you're honest, you can course correct. When you lie, you can't.
that's right. That's right. And Shadira Burst have a powerful question. It's all about accountability, right? So when do we need to check ourselves as a leader? How can we know when we are not leading effectively? Great questions, Shadira. What's your answer,
That's a
boss?
beautiful
Yes, it
that's a
is.
beautiful question.
That goes into
You can't
what you were saying earlier too. Yes,
you can't lead by yourself. You think you're leading by yourself. The best thing you could do is make sure you have someone that's looking at your blind spots. But however, when you have a mentor and you ask questions like, is there something you see I can do better? You got to be ready to accept what comes out of that person's mouth. You're not always going to like it. Sometimes it's going to be sunshines and rainbows. But if they tell you something that you didn't expect coming and you respect them because you chose them to be your mentor, then you got to really take heed. And it's hard. And God gave us 2 ears and one mouth. So when you ask that question, you really have to shut up and listen. You
that's
really got
right.
to shut up and listen. Not hear, not hear. There's a difference between listening and hearing. When you're hearing, you hear words. You hear what you want to hear. When you're listening, you're intently listening and breaking down what the person is saying. And if you don't understand, you're asking things like unpack that, explain, please tell me more. So you got to be very attentive in wanting to change. See, I had mentors, including coach, that would tell me something. I would not be listening. I heard what I wanted to hear. I heard you're doing good. You're
Charlie
killing it,
Brown.
champ. Yeah.
Charlie Brown.
But when
Yeah,
it came down to the you messing up here, I was like, oh no, I'll do it better next time. But when I had to listen, I had to really again go have that conversation with the man in the mirror and really think about what was just said to me. So
now,
I
let me
hope that
ask you this:
answers your question.
how often do you have that conversation with the man in the mirror?
Monthly
And
or more
after
often than none.
you answer that, how often should someone just starting off entrepreneur? How often should they face the person in the mirror? How often?
I feel they should. I feel like you should do a check-in. See, my check-ins are. I check in with myself. I'm an overthinker. I'm not going to lie about that either. I'm an overthinker, so I'm always thinking, what could I have done better? Especially after a situation. Sometimes people have to get me out of that thinking, and I'll just keep thinking about it until it's resolved in my head. Uh, but I would say when you have a mentor, check in every 3 days, even if it's just like, "Hey, how you doing? Everything good? Yeah, everything good." When a mentor asks you how you doing, don't be typical and just say okay if you're just trying to shut them up. Say, "Oh, funny you should ask. I have this on my mind." Get it out of your mind so you could keep moving. Don't make them dig because that's more work. And then that's more time. And that's time wasted that you could be doing on something else and elevating your business. If somebody asks you how you're doing, if it's your mentor, they're not looking for gossip. Just let them have it.
Yeah,
and let them unpack and have that conversation right there and then go back and have that conversation with yourself in the mirror and say, okay, let me eat the meat and spit out the bones.
absolutely, absolutely. August said something. He said some people have ETA from living in social media, can't differentiate, differentiate fiction
Differentiate
from reality.
reality.
What's your thoughts on that?
People live in social media. It's the truth. That the social media can be a representation of your life. It's not your whole
You
life.
you can't have ETA living on social media. That means you don't have the three things. You probably have the theory by being on social media, but you can't have the trifecta.
And you
It's
definitely don't have
impossible.
application. You don't
Right.
you
You
don't have
don't.
application for
Right.
sure.
So that's delusion of grandeur. That's not. Yeah. Yes. Some don't understand. You have to have emotionless. Yes. So my next question, Mr. Birthday Guy. What's one lesson this past year punched you in the face? You know what I mean by
I
that,
guess
right? Okay.
I have
Okay.
to listen more. I had to listen
Mm,
more. I'm still at a
mm,
point that in entrepreneurship, I still talked a lot. Even though it reduced, I still had an opinion. And sometimes you don't need an opinion. Sometimes you don't have to
mm.
be heard. And sometimes you could be heard by not saying a word. You don't have to be the loudest person in the room. And the biggest lesson that I've learned, it's another alter ego I picked up, is be ready so you don't have to get ready. I'm literally always ready so I don't have to get ready. I mean, it's rare. I mean, I've learned so much about myself. I've pushed myself to be able to host without having a voice and figure it out and still keep the attention of the crowd. Figured out that everything that you do is an audition. People are
Right.
always watching. These are things I've learned. I didn't know people were watching online. I never knew that people were looking through my Facebook. I posted just to post, you know. People say I don't post for the likes. I don't, but I realize that people are talking like, hey, I saw that. Or now that I'm expanding my business, people are telling me, hey, I saw you on Facebook. I checked you out on ChatGPT. I'm like, what? Like I didn't know people were looking like that. So I learned that people are watching, and you know, I have this thing that I do with agents and myself that I create an obituary, right? And I say that you got to live by the words that you write on that obituary, and that obituary keeps me in check. Every now and then, I get ahead of myself. Every now and then, I give myself a clap on the back. Why not? Sometimes people aren't doing it for you, so I
Right.
do it. But I got to check myself and bring myself back to reality at the end of the day, and I do it rather quickly. My response time to failure or getting ahead of myself is a lot faster than it's ever been. It's fast. Give it
So
to
you
me, keep going.
you collapse in
Collapse
time.
time.
So I got another question. So knowing what you know now about people are watching you, have eyes on you, people are following you on social media, people are saying things to you that you didn't know was that they was watching. How are you taking advantage of that, and how are you leveraging what you know now?
I'm just talking more. I'm not going to change my life because people are watching, because they're watching for a reason. I'm just going to keep being myself. I'm going to keep growing. I'm going to keep elevating. I'm going to keep transforming, because life is about changing and transforming. You can't be the same person
Mm-hmm.
all the time. So I'm just going to keep being who I am. And I'm just not afraid to have those conversations. At one time, especially in the business I'm in, I always thought about someone beneath me, like someone that doesn't know enough, as much as I do about the business. That's who I would talk to. Now I feel I can talk to anybody in the room. I can talk to somebody in the street all the way up to a boardroom. It doesn't matter, because we all bleed blue. I understand that we're all people. So now that they're watching, and every now and then, I'm gonna give them something to, because everybody got haters. So every now and then, you got to give them something to look at.
You
You got
mentioned change. You mentioned that we had people are changing. We had to change. So if 25-year-old Leonardo, the professor, met you today, would he be intimidated or would he be inspired?
inspired, inspired,
Why?
and older me would probably tell younger me, "Don't be scared. Get rid of the fear. We'll be better off in the future if you're not afraid."
Okay, I have a question for people on your team right now, and I want to see what they say. Don't look at the comments. I want to ask you, and I'm gonna ask
Okay.
him, and I want the comments. Please put this in the comments. If your team had to describe you in one word, what would it be? Comments. Put it in the comments, and I want to hear what you say. What's that one word?
I would say that I'm selfless.
Let's see the comments.
Uh-oh.
Let's see the comments. Let me see the comments. Let me see. Let me open my Facebook and see the comments. I gotta see this.
Oh God. Uh-oh.
It's coming
We
up. You
got
see
people.
it? I don't see it.
I haven't seen anything. I just want to say thank you for all the happy birthday shout outs. We got Melissa Ross that said something here. I don't know. She said, I took that lesson from you at the Calgary convention. I had be ready in the back of my head. I was a 2 minute speaker. I led, I'm glad you did. I led my day now. I live my day. I lead my day now with be ready for everything, for anything.
Mm.
You, Melissa. Wow. What are they saying? Giver, selfless, integrity, helpful. Oh, wow.
I can't. I don't see the comments. You see? I don't see
They're
it.
in the
Mine.
they're in the page.
Mine.
They're here.
Mine's
Look, I got it.
real
I'll put
slow.
it for you.
Yeah, put it up. Let me see what they're saying. Let me see what they're saying. Helpful. Okay. Integrity. Okay. Okay. That's a strong word. Selfless. Oh, Natasha was selfless. A giver. Wow. Dedicated.
He's new. Hi,
Tamara.
Tamara.
Tamara's
Tamara,
new.
I knew. Yeah.
Shadira put compassionate.
Yep. I was
Uh,
getting
T-
there.
Takira puts intentional. Look at Limitless. Limitless put 5 words.
I know. I put it up right
Selfless,
now.
encouraging, honest, when warranted. Oh Lord. Okay. So somebody put intentional. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Let me see. I have another question.
You guys are
What's
gonna
the
make me cry on my birthday.
uh-oh. I thought you were gonna cry in the morning call. What's the funniest excuse you ever heard from an agent?
I couldn't even think of one that comes up that makes sense. I've heard I'm tired.
How about in your door knocking days? Any funny stories from your door knocking days?
Man, it's not an excuse. The funniest thing that happened to me door knocking is two. One, my door knocking days, you got to be careful. Back in those days, people do some crazy things. I've knocked on the door in New Jersey at 100-degree weather, and the lady, I swear to you, opened the door bucket naked and said, "Come in." I was like, "No, thank you." That's
Wow.
one. That was uncomfortable. So we did the deal at the door while she was thinking. She signed and I was not going in her house. I was like, you better go put something out. She was like, oh no, I'll just sit on the side of the wall. Another one was knocking on the door and dodging a pot of boiling water because the lady was throwing boiling water at her husband, and the door opened and all I saw was a pot flying at my head. So I've had some interesting things. And then my first door knocking experience in Florida, I knocked on the door and the guy came out the side door and said, how can I help you with a 12-gauge shotgun pointing at me? I was like, yeah. I see things are different in Florida.
Oh yeah, Florida different, man. It's too warm. Too,
And
too,
this
too
happened
warm.
in Miami. I think it was Dade County.
Guess where I live?
Where you live.
Dade County.
The guy was not having it.
But I live on the west side. I live on the west side. I have a question for you. You're gonna love this one. Are you more? Because I know you heard. You spoke about it earlier. It seemed like you in my notes, Rocky. Are you more Wolf of Wall Street, The Dark Knight, or Rocky? Wolf of Wall Street, Dark Knight, and Rocky. People in the comments put what you think Leo is more like. Rocky, he's more like the Dark Knight, or he's more like the Wolf of Wall Street.
I would say I'm more like Rocky.
Okay.
Because I take hits and keep coming. And sometimes I walk into hits because I figure if I could show people that they can get up from a hit, then they'll do the same. Dark Knight is a superhero. I don't know if I'm always going in to save someone because I'm not looking for the danger. I'm not literally looking for people in trouble. And I'm definitely not the Wolf of Wall Street because I don't even know how to sell a pen. I educate people, brother. I don't sell.
That was a sales move. That was good. That was good. That was good. That was good. All right, I got a humor question. Are you more of a JC mindset or Drake emotions?
Jay-Z mindset.
Hey, where the comments at?
Jay-Z
Where the
mindset.
comments? Now let me tell you this. Now, you 95% of your team are women.
I know.
Just so you know,
I know.
Drake since 2010 has been the #1 hip hop artist in the world. So he might it might work. It might work. I don't know. People shut down
Oh
Drake, but I
God,
like
I
Drake.
don't know what for sure you're talking about. The Rocky or the
Leonidas.
Here's what I'll say about the Drake emotion comment. In my God, they just JC because he shows no emotion. See, Shadira says that I show no emotion. I don't show emotion when people are telling me things because I feel you got to sit on things for a few minutes before you give emotion. But am I emotional? Yes. When I got my ring, I cried. When I got the plaques when I got my plaque, I cried. I almost cried now of the words that you guys said about me. Why? Because I'm not used to praise. I'm still getting used to praise nowadays. I'm still because I don't do things for praise. So when I get praise, it's almost hard to accept. It's not, I'm learning to accept it, but I don't know how to really just like,
Right.
I just get emotional about it because it's been, my mom is the only one that ever really praised me. And your mom's praise after a while is like, I know, I'm
It's
your baby.
flattery.
Yeah.
Flattery.
But when
Flattery. So
you see
what?
you make a change in someone's life,
Yeah.
it really brings me to tears.
So what song right now will represent the person you are now? What theme song, if you could name a song that represents the person you are now, not the person you used to be, not Leonidas from 2000, from 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005. What song, if there was a song that you was to come out and speak, what song would you have to play because it represents the person you are now?
At that moment, there's two that I always wanted to come out to. So
Name
one
them.
of them is Mano. Um,
I'm not the main. I'm not the loop. I don't know who Mano is.
I know, but
I haven't bought a hip hop record since
he
2013.
listen. I'm old there.
Who's Mano? What song? What song is it?
Oh my God, I'm thinking of the title. I'll tell you right now. But the other one is Remember the Name. So, by Fort Minor. Fort Minor, Remember the Name because that's how I've been living my life. It's not all it's not all work. It takes a little bit of luck. It's a lot of struggle. But those two songs are songs. All the Above by Mano. Because that hook, All the Above, is just it's just everything. Tell me what do you like? He speaks my life. Like there's things that happened in my youth that I don't even talk about that are just represented in that song. So it's really those songs are something. I think they're timeless. They're always going to be with me regardless. Because if I need something to really get up, that's one of them right there. So it's Mano, All the Above. Like the hook is like, tell me what do you see when you look at me. I want to know what you see because I know what I'm trying to reflect. And I've been through the struggle, the pain, like I've been through that. So I'm a soldier. That's what I always say. I don't need to be the captain. I'm a soldier. I'm cool with that.
Okay. All right. So if you were to pick a actor to star a role in your reality show of who you are, who would you pick as a child actor, as you as a kid? And who would you pick to play you now?
I don't think he's alive anymore. I'd probably do Gary Coleman because he's goofy. When he was young.
Gary Coleman would play you as a kid?
When he was young.
Okay.
Now the older version of me, I don't know, man. I couldn't tell you. And I know Lloyd Banks.
Really?
I'm joking.
Hey, Raheem, is Raheem here?
No, Raheem ain't here. That was a joke from our chat. Yeah, they said I resemble Lloyd Banks, so I'm just going with it. But
so you don't think y'all? Hey, he said the wrong name. Y'all don't think he look like Tony Yayo?
I mean, yeah, Tony Yayo. That was a
From G
Tony
Unit.
Yayo.
Y'all don't think he look like? If y'all say he look like G, he look like Yayo. Put Yayo in the comments. Yayo. Does he resemble Tony Yayo from G Unit? 50 Cent Crew. 50 Cent Crew.
Stop it.
So now, if CO Life Xperia had a movie, if we had a movie, what role would you play in that movie?
The glue, the guy that played, the guy that puts everything together.
Which guy is that? I don't know who's the glue man. I don't know glue man.
I'm the glue man.
Okay. we gotta be somebody we know.
Who would? All right, rephrase that question.
If you were to play a role into the movie that if this was a movie that we're doing, right? See your life. What character would you play? I'll give you some example. Would you play a villain? Would you play a superhero? Would you play a hero?
I would play a hero role of the activist.
You play the lead role? What you play?
I think I'll play the second lead role.
I would say lead role.
Yeah, I would be a memorable character, but I don't think I'll be the lead role. I'll probably be mistaken, but yeah. I would be co-star. I would be a co-star. I would say that.
Ooh, co-star. Okay.
I would be a co-star.
I want to do a rapid question right quick before I go into comments. You got to answer it quick. That means I don't need no 30-second answers. Quick. You got to pick and choose. Ready? Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Morning.
Text or voice note?
Text.
Coffee or pre-workout?
Coffee.
Suit and tie or hoodie and sneakers?
Hoodie and sneakers. Oh, you said suit and tie, hoodie and sneakers? Yeah,
suit and tie, hoodie and sneakers. Okay.
I know how to dress up, but I like hoodie and sneakers.
Okay. Private jet or yacht?
Private jet.
Miami Nights or cabin in the mountains?
Ooh, depends the day, but I'll take Miami Nights.
Okay. Canada or Hawaii?
Hawaii. Never been to Hawaii.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Good. So let's see what questions we have in the chat. I want to.
We got comments. People called me Rocky. People said you deserve it, boss man. Tony Yayo. Somebody agreed with you. And now Shadir is getting into the fun unit. No questions so far. Feel free to ask questions, guys. Bring it on. It's hot in here. I'm sweating. All right, no questions. All yours, Coach.
All mine? Oh, I got a bunch of questions.
I know you do, and we got time.
Okay, what's your top 3 movies of all time?
Ooh, that's tough. All right. I was just talking about this. One of them is oh my God. Oh God, what? Love and Basketball. I love Love and Basketball. Love Jones. Love Jones. I'm a poet, so I love Jones. And it depends the mood I'm in. So I'm just going with songs movies that I really like. I can always watch Juice.
Juice with Tupac?
Yeah. When Bishop was born. Yeah, I could always watch Juice. I can quote those movies too. So yeah. But there's so many. So if you give me categories, I could tell you, but I'm big on that's the little romantic side of me. I like that though. I like those movies because I'm a poet and I love basketball. I'm a player. So I still play ball. I can still play. And I'm always into that. The dynamics of every character in Juice is deeper than what people really see on the surface level.
What do you look for when you're deciding who to pour into?
What do I look for? Somebody who really wants it. And and a lot of aspects, this is gonna sound strange, but people that some people wouldn't waste their time on. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. People that have potential that want to tap into it but don't know how to. People that are going through struggles, because I've been through struggles. I know what it is like to be silent and not heard, and I know how it is to be loud and still not heard. So I look for people that resemble who I used to be.
But let me ask you this, because people always say struggle. Struggle could mean me wake up and not feel like doing nothing and go on Facebook and stroll for 8 hours a day. So I'm struggling to go to work. So what do you like?
Okay, I'll be more specific.
Yes.
People that want change show they want change, but they just don't know how they can relate. Like they don't even know where to start. They just want to be heard, and if they show that they want to work to their potential, because I'll give anybody a shot, right? But if I'm telling you what to do and you're still going against the grain, and that everybody reaches a breaking point when you're like, all right, I can't. It's not that you're helpless or hopeless. I just can't reach you.
Right.
At that point, I put my hands up and keep moving.
Right.
So it's
So
that.
let me ask you this. What's more tougher? What is more harder? Building big mo or maintaining big mo? Momentum. Which is
Building.
harder? Building momentum is harder than maintaining momentum?
Yeah, yeah. Building it. The worst part is that when you lose it, it's hard. It's hard. What specific? Oh God! Here now, somebody got a question.
What specific daily disciplines and mindset shifts took you from where you started to becoming an executive director? And how can someone like me compress that timeline without losing quality or integrity? Woo! Who's that? Natasha?
Yeah,
Woo! Wow. Unpack that, boss. Go ahead. I want to hear your answer on this one.
well, first of all, is I was 100% coachable, even when I didn't like it. So I had to listen. I literally had to listen. Secondly, I had to.
Wait, hold on.
Mhm.
What's your definition of coachable? Because people believe culture. People throw the word around. Oh, I'm coachable. I'm coachable. I'm coachable. What does coachable looks like? Give us. Don't
For
tell
me,
us. Yeah.
coachability doesn't mean just do as I say and don't ask me questions. Coachability means keep moving forward. Even if you have a question, I'll give you the answer, but keep moving forward. So keep moving. Don't stop until you get an answer. A lot of people will say they're coachable, but they'll ask a question to their coach. And until the coach answers, they're not moving. I kept moving until I was course corrected, even if I asked a question, because obviously, if you got the right coach by your side or the right people watching your blind spots, if you're doing something wrong, they're going to tell you. They should course correct you. They should be watching your blind spots. So that's what I mean by coachable. That's number one. And number two is listen. That's one of the hardest things we have as adults is listening, because we think we know the right answer, even though somebody's telling us we got to do something different because it's a different system, it might be the same genre of what I'm doing, but it was a different system. So I had to really be focused. I wasn't, see, I wish I was tracking. I wish I was. I learned now what I could have done, and I would have probably gotten there faster. The thing is that I wasn't tracking. So what I did is I put blinders on and I literally kept going forward and being course corrected, and I was okay with being a puppet. Yeah, see, people got negative connotation to certain words. I was okay with being a puppet. I was a chess piece on a board, but here's the thing: I was never the pawn. So me knowing that I wasn't the pawn and I had complete confidence that I was one of the higher pieces. I knew that every move I was going to make was going to be for something that was producive, and I wasn't going to be sacrificed. I just had to be part of the sacrifice. And I was okay with that. I played my role. A lot of people don't like playing a role. So to make this easier for you, the mindset I had is just go to work, be coachable, move forward. Don't get stuck on stupid or bubblegum. And literally, you got to trust the hands that you put your life in. You got to trust 100%, not earn my trust, not I'm gonna trust you when you prove it. I'm just gonna trust you like you're my mama. You got the best intentions for me. Let's go. What do you need me to do? Just tell me what you want me to do, and just believe that that person has the best interest in you. So in that part, you got to make sure you got the person that you're following really telling you. You gotta know that that person has your best intentions in it, and that they're accountable to you if they mess up. See, I had situations that people would tell me, "Hey, I apologize. I should have told you go left. You went right. I told you go right. Let's pivot."
Yeah.
That showed me that I should trust them even more, because now it's not I know it all. And then they'll come to a point when they say, let's work this out together. What are you thinking? What am I thinking? Let's come up with the right solution, because now you're up to a level that you can speak your
Right.
opinion and it makes sense. But you got to be okay with that. You got to reset your mindset. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to be coachable 100%. It's hard.
You know what I noticed? Oh, Takira, I was just about to say that. Coachable is embracing submission. What I noticed is how I know somebody's coachable when I ask them to do something that intentionally initially they didn't want to do, but they do it anyway. doing the thing that they was not wanting to do, going away from their ideology, going away from their emotions, the way they feel. Now, what's the difference between training agents and developing leaders?
I'm gonna get to that. First, I want to fix this comment. It's okay to be coachable, not a puppet or humbling. Okay. When I say puppet, see, this is another thing that I'm very big on. See, words have many definitions, and I think people get caught on definitions. I didn't mean that I was a puppet being used. I meant that it was okay to humble myself and let someone tell me what to do and let them drive the car. I wasn't saying like I'm a puppet. Oh, I'll do whatever you say because I ask questions. I naturally ask questions. The difference is that if you're telling me to run through a wall, I'm gonna start running. I'm gonna ask my question. Why am I doing this? But I also trust the person that's guiding the strings because I feel that they know what I'm doing. Behind that wall is everything I ever wanted. So it takes a lot to do that. Like I said, it's not easy. And I'm gonna answer. Let me make sure they didn't follow that up. Learn to walk blindly and surrender your thoughts. Allow
Oh,
to be.
for that, I want what example I like to use. I like to use using somebody else's brain
Yeah.
for that time, or allowing them to give them the remote control. I'm the Ferrari. I'm going to pass you the remote control so you can get me there faster. So I like to use that analogy.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for this one. Thank you. And I'm gonna answer that question now. I just want to make sure that people understood where I'm coming from. Will you jump out of the plane from Sean? And that's an inside thing, but you could probably explain. No, not in the manner of a puppeteer. Okay, got it, got it. Thank you. I just want to make sure Alora Sweets. Oh, hey, Michelle. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, what that say? What that say? Hold on, that's a Laura Sweets. What's Laura Sweets? Not no, not in the manner of puppetry. Laura Sweets.
Now I answer your question. What were you saying? You were saying what's the difference between
Between training agents and developing leaders.
to train an agent? You're basically, in my opinion, this is all from the mind of Leo. You're basically training, rights, wrongs, maybe even product, whatever field you guys are in entrepreneurship. When you're training leaders, you're more about decision making. You're teaching them to make right decisions. And how to approach certain situations is more on long term as opposed to a quick result. Hopefully that's clear the way I.
So you're showing them how to think.
Yeah, teaching people how to think for themselves. They have the answer. So it's sort of what you do. Come with a problem, you ask me a question. What the hell? Just give me the damn answer. Don't ask me a question about what I'm answering your question with a question. Kills me. If I wanted to do that, I'll talk to myself in the mirror.
Hey, exactly. So, what traits disqualify someone from leadership in your eyes?
Someone that's not willing to take accountability.
Accountability. Give me some examples of when you witness someone wanting. When I say wanting, I mean saying, "Oh, I want to be a leader. Hey, I want to be the leader. I want to wear the stripes on my shirt. The badge. I want to be a leader. And they did this, and you said, you know what? You disqualified that person as a leader.
Someone who does not make good decisions outside of the business. I mean,
Okay.
you make bad decisions outside of business and you're not carrying yourself as a human being. You can't sit here and tell people you care about them and then go be smoking crack. Doesn't make sense. The two don't equate. So at the end of the day, you got to stand for what you say. Stand on your 10 toes down, but also be willing to admit when you make a mistake because we're all human. Uh-oh, I got a treat for you, sir. I got a treat. And by the way, Alora Sweet said ice cream donuts, okay? You're right. But look who's watching. What's going on, Mr. Rollia?
Oh, hey, great question. I was gonna ask that question, but I was gonna ask you, what does it look like? What people gonna be saying about you in 20 years? But let's go with Mrs. Tirolia. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, Mr. Professor?
Depends what day of the week and what country, because I'm gonna be traveling.
Ooh, in 5 years.
In 5 years, I'm gonna be traveling. I could do this. You know what's best about our business? I could do this from a phone. I got promoted in Japan. Like I could do this from a phone, man. I can help people from a phone and internet. But I do see myself with that loaded question. I see myself financially set and setting up what I would say a short-term legacy, because it takes much longer. I do see myself changing the definition of my last name, especially amongst my family. What I mean by that is, you know, I carry a lot of weight by being the first one to even go to college. So a lot of people are looking, and some people are probably wishing for me to fail, but that's okay. I laugh at that. But I do see myself helping a lot of people, a lot deeper in my word and faith, and reaching out to put people in better positions. That's all I always wanted, is keep living in my purpose. But I do see myself having more time for me, like actually going on vacation and disconnecting for a little bit. Definitely within the next 3 to 5 years. I would even say 5 years, but financially, I definitely see myself in a seven-figure position, being able to put people in the same position.
So, based on the way you're moving now, your activity, your structure, your systems, the people you're surrounded with, um, sound like you're betting that that's going to happen. So you
Oh,
sound
yeah,
very confident.
yeah, yeah.
Why? Why?
Because I only put myself in the rooms with those people. If you hang around with five millionaires, you're number six.
So, what belief did you have to kill in order to grow to the person that you are now?
The question should be not what belief that I kill. I just started to believe.
Oh, see, hey, let me tell you something, man. This man is very well self developed. He's very well read. Can you give us the top 5 books that? Now, pay attention to this question. I'm gonna give you three that your younger version should have read when you first started the industry, and give me three that someone in your level should be reading right now.
It could probably be the same book. Every
Okay.
January, I read Outwitting the Devil. I love that book. And I love to
Mhm.
listen to it more than read it. And I've done both. I own it and I've listened to it. I'm a big Audible guy. So that one's one of them that is like a must read for me. And I'm glad I read it. When I read it, it should have probably been the first one. Everybody reads Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You know, those are the usual ones. That should have been mine, because I had to beat the devil at his own game. And I
Mm.
didn't even know the rules. If I knew the rules, I would have been there. Number two, Blessed and Unstoppable by Billy Osbrooks. That book, I read it every February.
You know, you
So
recommended that book to me, and that was one of our books of the month.
I wasn't reading it with y'all when that happened though. Remember I was doing something else. So yeah, this is the other one. Somebody just said what book? Blessed and Unstoppable is on my desk because I read it every February by
Yeah,
Billy Osbrooks.
that's a good
Um,
book.
and there's no audible to that one.
Exactly. Right. Right.
So there's no audible to that one. So again, Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil, um, uh, Blessed and Unstoppable, and I prefer the Grant Cardone Be Obsessed or Be Average over 10x rule. I think Be Obsessed or Be Average really, because it gives you a sense of, there's one part in the book that he says, why can't you have it all? You can have it all. You can have it all. You just got to put it in perspective of what you want and when you want it. You can have it all. You can do it all at the same time. You just got to really want it. So this that part of that book, that whole section on who he is, how he came about, that really changed. Now I'm reading more leadership books. So um, because first you got to develop yourself, then you got to develop the leader in you. So one of them that was big on me that I read for the first time this year, and some people that are doing personal development are probably gonna laugh at me, but was The Slide Edge. The Slide Edge was just wow. 3 Feet from Gold it would probably be third on that list, because I've heard 3 Feet from Gold in so many ways that it wasn't surprising, but the stories within that book were really, really, like the whole concept. 3 Feet from Gold. Don't quit. You hear that since you get into the industry. Don't quit, don't quit, don't quit. But that part about the stories within it, on the people, the way they went through it. And right now, it's not even Flip the Switch. Flip the Switch is great, but the one that I started reading was Developing the Leader Within by John Maxwell.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And there's another one that I'm actually picking up right now that I just downloaded, and it was you recommended it to me. I just downloaded it, so I'm looking for it. Oh, it's on Discover. Why is it on Discover? I need to look on my. But it's one of the ones that there was about coaching. So
Yeah, trillion dollar coach.
$1 million. Yeah, that one.
It's
That
a
one.
blue book. That's
Yeah.
bro. Yeah, if
$1 Trillion Coach by Eric Schmidt.
I just said that.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
wanted to give
Okay.
the who it's worth. Yeah, that's the one I just cracked open. So
Yeah.
I read like 2 or 3 books. I try to read 2 to 3 books a month.
There you go.
That's what I try to do.
So
I do.
I don't know if you know, but CEOs read 60 books a year, 56 books a
Yeah,
year.
I heard. I
So
heard.
you're a CEO, man. You're CEO level, man. So what promise are you making this year that you refuse to break? And what promise have you made to your team that you refuse to break also? It's two promises. It can't be the same.
The problem I refuse to break to myself is to actually allow myself to be completely happy in all aspects of my life, personal, business, and faith. Um, the personal promise I would make to my team is that I won't quit on them if they don't quit on themselves.
What's your superpower?
Teaching and patience.
No, well, I disagree. What do
Okay.
y'all think Leo's superpower is? What's his
Ooh,
gift?
ooh,
Put it in the chat because I
oh,
disagree.
ooh.
When I say find the solution, then verify it's the right solution.
I don't know. We got questions here, so I'm just going through them here. But
Yes, I want to know what y'all think Leonardo, the professor, what is his superpower? What is his gift? Something that no one else has. And it's hard, it's easy for him and it's difficult for everybody else. Giving. Okay. Anybody else? What is his superpower? If he was Super Leonardo, what would be his superpower? What would be that power? What would be his gift? Simplifying the complex. What else? What else? What else? What is his gift?
I got some
Only
people.
three answers? Personality.
Personality. Ooh, personality.
What
Oh,
else? What else?
mm. Oh, listening. Okay, I'll
Ooh,
take that.
listening. Okay, what else?
Mm,
Somebody text me, giving the heart of life's purpose,
mm.
empowering others, turning followers into leaders.
Oh, thank you. That's hard. That's wow. What a birthday gift, man. Who knew? You guys are so nice.
So your superpower is sacrifice.
I was gonna tell. I probably was gonna. I was thinking
To
about
sum
that.
it up, you're Captain Sacrifice. Hey, Leo, thank you for allowing me to interview you. It was my pleasure, man. I had so much fun. It was an honor to have this conversation on your birthday. You were up since 5 o'clock maybe, facilitating our meetings, our trainings, and you didn't take a day off like the average person. You are far from mediocre. You are everything what everybody said: giving, loving, caring, selfless. Better not cry, man. Um, a teacher, a professor. Bro, you are everything that everybody said, man. We love you so much. Keep doing your thing. Happy birthday again. Happy 47. And wish you another 50 years on this earth, man.
I
So,
appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for all you've done. Thank you for making it special, all of you guys. This has been the greatest gift so far. And I'll be able to tell you this. I'll tell you live on the air now, Coach. And let me answer this question for all of you. Do so much for all of us. Do you have a personal life? Of course, we all do. We always have a personal life.
who
That's
asked that
so
question?
personal. That's Angela Rotan.
Of
So
course he does.
I've been given the gift. Today has been official that I'm actually going to be hosting at our upcoming event on the second day. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So I've been given a lot of gifts today, and this has been another special gift. I never knew that I know people don't hate me, let's say, but I never knew some of the questions you asked. I didn't think these would be the answers, and I'm touched. Thank you guys, and Coach, thank you for taking us in last minute, coming up with questions. I thank you for your time. I thank you, Nancy, for letting me steal him for an hour. So, and I thank Nancy because she saved me. She saved me. So we can.
You know what time it is. This time right now, I'm making that dinner run for them because every Friday we eat barbecue at the house. So I know she's gonna text me an order in a minute. So routine.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, it's been an honor, a pleasure, and a privilege. Tune in next week. We got two heavy hitters. It's going to be $1 Million Friday because we got millionaires on the line. Bring your questions. I got Darren Goka. Look him up if you have to so you know what questions to ask. And I got Mr. Jamie Prickett together on one stage. This is going to be $1 million stage. We might add some more guests. Let's see what happens. If I could round them up. But it's going to be a special Friday. So come ready. It's been an honor, a pleasure, and a privilege to talk to you and give myself up today on the hot seat on the Unapologetic Entrepreneur. Until next week, be blessed, guys.